And what up, everybody? Welcome back to Real Politication's YouTube channel. This channel we talk about zines and DIY publishing. And today we're taking a look at Real Politik, a zine made and sent to me by a group of young political writers. Very good, refreshing zine. Just finished it. Let's go ahead and get it fresh out of my head. So here we go, you guys. Real Politics. Like that they have this QR code thing right here in the back. Have their information. Like a lot of the handwritten gestures as well. Table of contents very clear. And I want to read this from the office of the editor. And it reads, "Welcome to the first ever issue of the Real Politik zine, a project we've been putting together for a few months now and are thrilled to share. Real Politik is all about opinions, young ones and passionate ones, unpopular sometimes, wrong ones, and providing an independent platform to share them. So please attack writers, not a lonely editor instead. Just get fired up, enjoy the writing, enjoy the art, and most of all, respond. These are political op-ed written by political people who love to argue. Till next time, your editor." I definitely dug this intro, and I think zines like this we need more of. We need zines where we can argue and talk, and it's weird like that we don't see it this way of like in a society it's basically a relationship that we're all forming with each other. And if we don't learn how to communicate and hash out our differences, then things won't ever change. Now, that doesn't mean that some differences are valid. Not at all. And I'm going to save my political views and not try to infuse it into the zine, and rather just tell you guys what the zine is about. It's young people's perspectives on different political things. And I'm going to go ahead and breeze through so you guys can see kind of the aesthetic of the zine. Before you go, buy now. For thanks for checking out our cool, crazy idea for a zine. Issue 2 is already in the works. If you want to contribute, complain, or be a creep, our social contact info is all on the back. So very briefly, I have to say that this article right here was the most interesting to me. No role models. I thought this was a very, very interesting take on what is wrong with the movements of today. This idea that there are no central figureheads or that there is no coherent leadership leading the movement forward, or that by default AOC and Bernie Sanders have become the leaders of this new progressive left movement. I thought that was a very interesting take. I, for one, definitely am one of those that have learned from time and time again that a decentralized leadership model is actually a better way of organizing. This one I liked a lot too. I just want to keep the peace. And it basically is just commenting on the way we allow different oppressions to exist, and we don't want to be confrontational with friends and loved ones or even strangers. And that lack of ability to confront oppression is what allows it to grow. Bring Our Boys Home was a very, very honest look at what imperialism looks like, and kind of talking about how bringing the troops back or pulling back our paramilitary apparatus that has its hands entrenched all over the world would just be honestly the first steps into decolonizing and liberating third world nations from the imperialist grasp that we have them in. This one was another one that really hit me hard because I had been reading prior to getting the zine some stuff on just kind of the oppression that people that have underlying symptoms are dealing with, some of the emotional baggage of hearing like, well, it's only affecting people with pre-existing conditions, and what does that mean? Does that mean that they're less important and things like that? And this was definitely one of those that just really hit that point home, right? And I think she sums it up good in this paragraph, right? It says, "I'm not asking people to feel bad for the disabled community. I'm asking people to respect us as equally important individuals on this planet by wearing a mask not for yourself but for others. I'm asking people to change this harsh reality into an empathetic community that doesn't equate disabled to having less worth." And this one was written by Haley Buddendeck. And No Role Models, written by Martin Dolan. Read the Room, written by Martin Dolan, is another piece that that was fun to read, but definitely I wasn't in agreement with a lot of the points. But that's the thing of like hearing responses and ideas that you don't necessarily agree with. It's important, man. You can't always just reinforce what you already believe in. So it definitely was a fun and interesting read. Basically, he's saying that the silencing of the right wing, the alt right, of like them cracking down on Trump on Twitter and like them not wanting to publish any of the Trump kids' books and things like that is kind of playing into the hands of the alt right. I said, a very interesting take, not mine personally, but definitely good read. Here goes another one about the party schisms, where the writer Gian Ganigan is talking about ultimately how there's this push to make each movement more to the radicals, and is creating a divide within these two political party structures. But once again, I always view the Democrats and Republicans as one and the same party. I don't think that they differ very much in a lot of the ideologies or their overall, I don't think they differ too much, if I'm being honest. I look at them as two sides to the same coin. This I thought was funny. It was just a quick, brief history of like eggs used in political protests. I did not realize that it was estimated that on January 6, 2021, the Capitol of the United States was assaulted by a mob of Trump supporters and far-right radicals, right? And it says right here, for the next few hours, the mob threw an estimated 400,000 eggs at the building. I don't know if that's real, but if that's real, that's fucking wild. I gotta check that out, man. But yeah, man, that was the end of this zine. I definitely like this zine. I definitely wish there was more things like this. Like I said, this is a good way to kind of, get shit off your chest, really learn to communicate with each other and learn to disagree, but try to understand each other, as opposed to, not even understanding each other, but just hating each other. So definitely dug this zine. If you guys get a chance, go ahead and check out the handles. Information will be in the show notes per usual. Alright, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Lights.